Hi everybody, this is just a very quick video to show you how to bring in the new bundles of boxes for 2oz Deli pots. I know these are relatively easy, but we've got lots of new makers buying these at the moment, and I just want to make sure that nobody's struggling with them. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring one in. Doesn't really matter which one I bring in because they're all exactly the same. This is the one that takes 9 2oz pots. It's a big box. It's actually really lovely. I made mine out of some black 350 gram and it looks so smart. Right, so all the SVGs behave in exactly the same way. So I'll show you with this one first, and then I'll bring in one of the ones that isn't straight edged so you can see that as well. So you bring your SVG in, and with all my SVGs, this top group in the layers panel is always where the lines that need converting to scores live. So to select that whole group there, that top group, you just click on the name of it and it selects everything, and you can see on screen that it's selected the score lines there. So you go over to your operations menu, top left hand corner, click on basic cut, go down to score, and you can see that those lines become dashed, and that's because you've now converted those to score lines. So while they're still selected, while they're still grayed out in the layers panel, you go back to the layers panel, up to the top, and click ungroup. Next step, to click on the group below to select all the coloured cut pieces on screen. You can see they get selected, and all you need to do now is ungroup those. And then the final step is to click right at the top of the layers panel again to select everything on screen, and then you ungroup once more. The next step is to attach the score lines to the piece that they relate to. If you don't do that and you click make it, you can see that you get mats with score lines on, and you don't want that. You want them to be attached to the piece. So zoom back out again just so you can see. Quickest way to do that is to click on screen somewhere near a piece that you're going to select, drag an imaginary box around it, back over to your layers panel, down to the bottom, and click attach. And then you can see when you move it, everything moves together. If you don't attach it, when you move it, the score lines move on their own. So again, click near it, drag a box, attach. Click near it, drag a box, attach. Click so, whoops, a daisy. Oh dear. Click near it, select it, and attach it. Within all the SVGs in this bundle, you get a lid like this, which is solid, and you get a lid like this, which has cutouts, so you can see your pots through it when it's on. So you can either, when you send it to make it, you can either just, oh yeah, that's one thing you need to do. Okay, so these let me just zoom back out. This is the lid. That's the biggest piece in the SVG. It's 29.1 centimeters wide. That will fit on a 12 by 12 or an A3, but you'll just have to be a little bit careful where you position your paper on the mat. If you're using 12 by 12, you're fine, but if you're using A3, just move it about 5mm over and 5mm down from the left and top of the grid on your cutting mat, and then you'll make full use of the margin that you'll see when you do your cutting, and that means it will squeeze on. It will squeeze on anyway, but that'll just make sure that it will fit on. Right, yeah, because of how you have to select it, I find it easier to just delete the lid that you don't want, because if you don't and you just send it to print with both those lids the same colour, you can't select A3 because these files, even though they absolutely will fit, it won't let you select it. So the simplest thing to do is to cancel, is to either get rid of the lid you don't want, or if you don't want to do that, just make that lid a different colour, any colour, it doesn't matter. And then when you hit make it, they'll all be on individual mats. Again, it's telling you that you've got to send that on a long mat, but yet you absolutely haven't. It is barely 300mm. it will fit on a 12 by 12 or an A3. Right, so I'm not cutting it. I'm knee deep in sample boxes, so I'm not going to cut another one. So I'm going to select that and delete it, and now I'm going to bring in one of the boxes that isn't a square or a rectangle. So this is the one that takes, oh, that's a good one to pick actually. This is the one that takes 7 2oz, and it's in this hexagonal box. When it comes in, you can see that you've got this solid black shape there. Don't worry, that's just because the hexagon that makes that score line is actually just filled with black in my SVG, and so it comes in looking like that, but it doesn't matter. You'll do exactly the same thing. You go over to your layers panel, select that top group by clicking on the name of it, go down to score, and you can see that solid black disappears, which is great. Ungroup it while it's still selected, then you select all the coloured pieces, ungroup those, and then you select the whole SVG and ungroup it once more. You ungroup 3 times. It looks like I've duplicated that score line there. Never mind, I will sort that before I list it on Etsy. Right, so you just select the shape and the score line again and attach it. Click on screen somewhere near, drag and contain them both and attach. Same here, attach, attach. Yeah, you can see they're all attached, so they all move as the whole things. So if we click make it, again with these it's telling you that you need an A3. Let's just go back and see how big that one actually is. That's 295mm deep. That's the base. That will definitely fit on a 12 by 12. The lids are 299mm deep. That will definitely fit on a 12 by 12 because that's 305 as well. So you just have to learn to tell your machine what it's getting. Whatever it says you need, you can decide what you actually put through. So yeah, you can select A3 for those, so that's nice and easy. And then you'll either put A3 in or 12 by 12 depending on what you're working on. And for these, just the same. You can choose A3 this time. You can either use A3 and save this bit to make something smaller out of, or it will fit on 12 by 12. The only ones that don't are the very, very long ones like the 8 up, which is in a rectangle. But obviously you'll see the size of them when you bring them in. But if you are not used to, I'll do it once more on a different one. If you're not used to bringing SVGs in and converting score lines, let's do it with this one. This is the 6 up one, so exactly the same. Over to your layers panel, select the top group, over to your operations menu, change to score, back over to your layers panel, ungroup, select the coloured cut pieces, ungroup, select the whole thing, ungroup, and then click on screen, drag to enclose a shape and its scores and attach. Do that for each individual piece on screen. I get so many queries from people who say Cricut says it's Design Space says it's not compatible, and that's because what you've done is you've done that and you've attached everything, and then when you hit make it you get this message. So I get that. I must get one of those every single day of the week. So you've got to attach them to individual pieces. Did I do that one? Yes, I did. This is a much smaller one. But again, you're looking at 12 by 12. That is 215. Yeah, that won't fit on A4. That will fit on A4. This is the 6 up rectangle box. 219. Yeah, these are A3 or 12 by 12. Yeah, but I think I say that in the listing actually, that there's only a few that will fit on A4, and for the rest of them it's 12 by 12 or A3. I hope that helps. I think I've babbled on a bit, really. I'm trying to get these rushed out before I go on holiday. If you get any queries, don't hesitate to come back and ask me. I'm around to answer messages, even though I'm actually away next week. I hope that helps though for people who are new to creating score lines. It's actually really simple, and if you want to make anything 3D, changing lines to scores is something you've got to get used to, as we can't set them as scores in SVGs and retain them anymore. We used to be able to, but we can't now. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you. Bye.